Since live.
I did. So you see how it says live here?
Yeah.
And it says the live event hasn't started here.
And you said so just click.
Yep, I did it. It says my desktop is live. It says live. Are both screens supposed to be live?
Yeah, click on it. Click on the screen. No, okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Wondering if it's just taking a while.
I think it's live.
Hmm.
It says it's live.
How long did that take? Or maybe just
Before I even went over to you. So
okay.
I mean, it's not 10:30. I don't know.
Maybe it just took a while to bring that over.
Hmm.
Are they able to see it?
She can see it, yeah.
Okay.
And I don't see any attendees.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
All right. Let me know if you need like a tester or something.
Okay. I think that's good. Oh,
Okay.
I have attendees now, so. Okay. Can everyone see my screen? You can send a response in the chat if you can see it. I see we have 5 attendees. Anyone out there?
I see it, Danielle, if that helps.
Okay. I just want to make sure that it's recorded. It says it's live, so sent it a couple times. Okay. I am going to start. Good morning and welcome to the pre-proposal conference for RFP 66 FY24 Systems Change Consultancy Services. I am Danielle Godfrey, the Assistant Director of Procurement for Arlington Public Schools. Also representing APS during the conference is Dr. Kelly Krug, Director of Elementary Special Education, and Angie Close, Director of Secondary Special Education. During the conference, the RFP will be reviewed to help offerors gain a better understanding of the requirement and point out anything that is considered important. Questions are welcome and will need to be submitted in writing through the Q&A capability. Questions will be addressed at the end of the conference. It needs to be emphasized that even though this conference is provided to help offerors gain a better understanding of the requirement, it remains the offeror's responsibility to be aware of the contents of the RFP. Again, this is the request for proposals 66 FY24 for the Systems Change Consultancy Services. The proposal due date and time is November 20th, no later than 11:59 p.m. So I won't receive those until November 21st. Firms wishing to submit a proposal in response to the RFP are required to upload the information requested in tabs 1 through 6 of Section 4, Proposal Requirements, Format and Content, into the platform through the link found on the current solicitations webpage under the Procurement Office website. A link to the webpage is provided below, found under the due date column for RFP 66 FY24. The link for offerors to submit its proposal. To assist offerors with its proposal submission, screenshots of the steps required to submit a proposal are attached as Appendix G to this RFP. Offerors are strongly encouraged to submit their proposal in advance of the proposal due date to allow sufficient time for the proposals to be uploaded into the platform before the proposal due date. Proposals received after the proposal due date shall not be considered. Confirmation is not provided that a proposal has been received in the platform. However, offerors can contact me at the email and phone number listed to request confirmation that its proposal has been received. All questions regarding this RFP, other than those submitted at today's conference, must be submitted in writing via email to me and to Dr. Kelly Krug, and must be received by 3 p.m. on November 9th. The procurement office will issue written responses to questions received as an information in the same manner as an addenda. Addenda is changes to the RFP, which will be made only in writing via an addenda issued by the procurement office and designated as addendum number, whichever number it is. No other form of communication shall modify this RFP. Addendas will be posted on Virginia's online electronic procurement system, EVA, the procurement office website, and it will be posted in the procurement office bulletin board here at SIFAX. Questions received timely in response to this RFP, including those at today's conference, will be answered by written information items issued by the procurement office. This RFP shall not be modified by an information item. Trade secrets or proprietary information. Each offerer shall confirm whether their proposal contains any information the offerer deems proprietary or a trade secret. Information considered to be proprietary or a trade secret is to be included in the proposal response at tab 6. By submitting a proposal, offerers confirm that it can deliver all of the work contained in the RFP. The State Corporation Commission identification number, all of the information for that is here. You will read this and either check 1, 2, or 3 if it pertains to your company. Request for proposals. Title page 5. In compliance with this RFP and all the conditions imposed therein, the undersigned offers and agrees to furnish the work in accordance with the attached proposal or as mutually agreed upon by subsequent negotiations. Here you will submit that certification. This is the table of contents and the introduction, which Kelly will go into further detail later. This has the background information. Please read this. The technical requirements is the scope of work for this RFP and all of the deliverables. Here is the minimum qualifications and experience. We'll come back to that. Information requests. All questions relating to this RFP shall be submitted in writing to me and to Kelly Krug. This is the tentative schedule for this RFP. Here are the proposal requirements, how you will submit your proposal. Again, there are steps provided at the end of this RFP to show you how to submit your proposal in the platform. Mandatory provisions of this RFP are indicated by the inclusion of the words shall or must to identify the offeror's obligations. Failure to comply with these requirements or with any other requirements stated as mandatory either in this RFP or in the instructions to offerors shall result in the rejection of the offeror's proposal as not responsive, except to the extent the failure or omission either is not a mandatory statutory requirement or does not affect price, quantity, quality, or time. This is the format in which you should submit your proposal. Offerors should organize their proposals using the following tabular format. Tab 1 should be administrative, and so on and so forth. The offeror's information. You are required to, in tab 3, submit this information in your proposal. The evaluation process involves 3 stages. The first stage is the initial evaluation of all responsive proposals submitted by responsible offerors. The second stage is the evaluation of those offerors selected for interviews called the shortlist interview. The third stage is negotiations with those offerers selected for negotiations. Here's all the criteria that we're going to be evaluating the proposals on during each of those stages. A completed Appendix A must be included in tab 1 of your proposal, which is the conflict of interest statement. A completed Appendix B must be included in tab 1 of the proposal, which is the non-disclosure and data security agreement. A completed Appendix C must be included in tab 1 of the proposal, which is the insurance checklist. Please note that cyber liability is striked out here, and therefore it is not listed in the insurance requirements in the terms and conditions. Appendix D is for information purposes only. This is the sample form agreement that we will enter in with the successful offerer that's awarded a contract. Appendix E is the contract terms and conditions, and this is for information only. This is APS's sample purchase order. And here are the screenshots of the steps required to submit a proposal. Appendix H is the pricing schedule, which matches the deliverable dates. Appendix I is the student data usage and privacy agreement. And that is the end of this RFP. I will now turn it over to Kelly Krug to go over the technical requirements.
Thanks, Danielle. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. We're so happy you're here to learn more information. In Arlington, Virginia, we're very committed to being as inclusive as possible for our students with disabilities. And we have a strategic goal that 80% of our students with disabilities will spend 80% of their day in their general education settings. In some, we're looking for someone to consult with us to kind of look at what we're already doing, help us analyze some data, whether that is our least restrictive environment data, our risk ratio data for different demographics and how likely it is that they will be placed in a more restrictive environment. Feedback from schools and things like that to, in the end, work with us to provide some specific deliverables. So we're looking specifically for a pretty comprehensive report that will detail, where we are, where's the state of our implementation, looking at caseloads and workloads for special education teachers. Is it sufficient to be able to fully support our students in inclusive environments, while also acknowledging that, we do need a full continuum of supports. And so we will have, students that will need a smaller, more structured setting for, some period, possibly. We would like that to be done no later than hopefully the end of April, so that we can go over those recommendations and then work with whoever is selected to develop a pretty comprehensive action plan that's going to outline the steps needed to really help move the needle over the next couple of years, and also to include professional learning that we might need. That way we can have that in July and work with our district to look at anything that we might be able to offer this coming summer, or for our administrators as we kick off our school year in the beginning of August and then roll into pre-service week for all of our staff. And then looking at ongoing training options throughout the year. and then working with some specific sites to really do some deep work at some sites, develop our model sites, help our administrators lead that work in their building, and really just kind of support our whole district in moving forward. So that's what we're looking for in a nutshell. We are looking for offerers that have at least completed 2 projects similar to this in a public school setting. Of course, ideally, we would love it if their projects were kind of similar in size, meaning like the size of the district or in the scope of work, but sometimes that's hard to completely match. But we are looking for at least 2 completed projects in a public school system. The other 2 are preferred. You know, it is preferred that whoever submits a bid for this has at least 3 years of experience delivering consultative services around inclusive practices, as well as at least 3 years actually being a special education teacher or working in a public school in the area of special education. So that's that in a nutshell. Angelique, do you have any additional information you want to add?
No, we're just looking forward to the collaboration with the team, just to ensure that we are providing our students with the most opportunities for inclusion and supporting our schools.
All right, thank you. Thank you both. So that will conclude today's pre-proposal conference. If any offerers or any attendees of this meeting have any questions, please send those questions to myself and Kelly Krug at the emails provided in the RFP, and we will respond through an information item, or if it requires a change, through an addenda on the EVA website. Thank you all for attending this pre-proposal conference.